how to quench a fire when there's a fire outbreak in case here?
Well, I'm scared of fire, so I hope I can overcome myself.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay, so Auntie, you can take over from.
Viewers, once again, you're welcome to the fire safety education. Yes, before we go ahead, we were talking about what to do in case of fire. Yes. In case of fire, if you live in a building, let's say a story building, and there are elevators, you are not supposed to use the elevators. You use the staircase. Okay. If not, you get stuck. Yeah. And when the place is the smoke in the room is very heavy, what you should do is you have to go down, you go under, and then you crawl through the smoke to go. And if your clothes catch fire, you drop, and then you roll. As you roll, the fire goes up. But when you run, as you are running, the fire will range more. The reason is as you are running, you are providing oxygen.
And when you are crawling, how would you crawl in the smoke?
In the smoke,
yes,
you don't use your palm because your palm is moist. And when the electrical cables are falling, you may be electrocuted. So the best thing to do is to close your distance. Or
can you illustrate it for us so we can all try it?
You go down. Let's say there's a fire outbreak, and then you have to crawl. It's either you do it this way, you crawl. You don't put your palm down. Okay. Or if you can put this down, but it will be difficult. So you close your arms and then you crawl. Okay. Because when you do it this way, the palm is always moist.
Okay. And as you were talking about rolling,
also rolling with my white set, yes, I can't roll. Yes. Rolling is you drop. The moment there's a fire, and your clothing catches fire, as you are running, oxygen is burning. That's why the component, one of the components of fire, what did I say? The components of fire.
Okay, you said fuel.
Oxygen. The oxygen is air, simple air. The air that is blowing. So as you are running, then you are providing oxygen onto your body. Okay. So the best thing is to drop, you roll. And any part of the body that touches the ground, the fire goes off.
Oh, okay.
And so before we know how to put out fire, we have to first of all learn about the fire extinguishers. And the fire extinguishers here, we have two types. We have the carbon dioxide, and then we have the dry chemical powder. Oh, and to operate a fire extinguisher, the first thing that should come to mind is the word pass. It's an acronym. The word pass. The word is an acronym. The P stands for you pull the safety pin. And then the A stands for you aim at the base of the fire. Okay. Pull the safety pin, you aim at the base of the fire, okay, and then you squeeze the trigger or the lever or the handle. Okay. And then you sweep side and side, okay, to put off the fire. Okay. When we start the demonstration, when we set up the fire, you see how it is. Before you go on the demonstration, you should know what a fire extinguisher is. Okay. So a fire extinguisher is a first aid fire equipment used to put out fire at the initial stage. A fire extinguisher is a first aid fire equipment used to put out fire at the initial stage. When the fire has just started, very small, that is where a fire extinguisher comes in. Okay, so when the fire becomes big, you can't use fire extinguishers anymore. Okay. And so this is the dry chemical powder, and this is the dry chemical powder, and this is the carbon dioxide. And so we have the handle, we have the trigger that I made mention of, we have a gauge, we have a safety pin, and then we have a seal, we have a safety pin. The work of this seal is to prevent the safety pin from coming off. And the work of the safety pin is to prevent the fire extinguisher from accidental operation. And so to operate this is the dry chemical powder, this is the hose, and this is the cylinder containing the dry chemical powder. When you hold it, you want to operate it, after you pull the safety pin and you are pressing, you hold the nozzle. When you hold the hose, it will dangle and the content may come at you. So you make sure you hold the nozzle. At the same,
I know, right? I'm scared. Please let me move back.
I'm not even scared.
Christiana, come.
I know, right?
Hey.
Class B fires are petrol, kerosene, diesel. The examples of Class B fires are petrol, kerosene, diesel, and etc.
You people, you guys. We said a lot spray or something.
Which example of
What are you riding?
and so this is which example of
Class B.
Class B.
class of fire is this? Who can tell me a class of fire?
Class B.
Yeah, this is a class B fire. And so I'm coming to use water to put off the class B
It's
fire.
not going
It
in.
is.
It's increasing.
Well, this is what? What is
Yeah, it's increasing.
Because of the density in water.
Yes.
What is the reason? As I told you.
Yeah.
So the oil comes up, the petrol is burning.
I know, right?
That's like
a
the
fire.
sun.
We call it,
It's so hot there.
Okay.
I know, right?
we call it blanketing or smothering.
Okay.
That is by covering it. So you watch. Anytime you want to fight fire, you watch the wind direction.
Okay.
Anytime you want to fight fire, whether it is in the kitchen or wherever, whether it's an open space, you have to watch the wind direction.
Yeah.
So you watch. When it is on the ground, you make sure you stand at akimbo. When you stand at ease, the possibility of falling into the fire is there. So you watch. Watch.
That's okay.
And so you see that the oxygen
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And so you see that the oxygen is cut off and the fire is gone off.
Yeah.
It's not. It is not the water that is putting off the fire. It is. The reason for soaking the sack is because it is interweaved. If it is not soaked, the holes in it will be visible. That is why we soaked it. And now the oxygen is cut off. When you want to find out whether the fire is off, you check it from the opposite direction. So I'm checking.
Whether it is in the kitchen and use a napkin, don't
It's
use
off.
one hand.
Anytime you want to
one
take
hand,
off,
the possibility of dragging
whether
the
it is in the
content.
kitchen
That
and use
is
a
if
napkin,
it is
don't use
hot
one
oil.
hand.
Or
When you use one hand, the possibility of dragging the content, that is if it is hot oil or whatever on fire, you drag it onto yourself and you get burnt. So what you should do is you use one hand at all times to make sure you remove a fire blanket or whether it is a jute sack or a kitchen napkin. And do
so
it
we are
one
going
after
to
the
do
other. Yes. So we are
Really?
doing it again.
Okay, one
And
of
all
us
of you,
will
is
follow
as soon as
the
you can, you go and do it one after the other. Yes.
Oh, Klaus. Klaus, yes. Klaus is
Yeah,
the
Klaus.
boy. Yes.
Yours?
Good.
No, I'll put on the fire for you. Yours is to just put it off with the blanket for me.
Already wet up. Should I
Fighting
soak
fire is about courage.
Don't panic.
it? Okay, so it's
Just-
already wet up. Should I
Fighting fire is about courage. Gather courage and then go and do it. Don't throw the sack. Do it just as I
I
taught
get
you.
close to it.
Exactly like I've done. And then you don't throw it. Go, don't throw it.
Okay, I tried, yes.
And so you wait. And so
Clap for Klaus, you
you
guys.
check and see whether the fire is off.
Okay, it's off.
Fire is off.
No, Juanita. Yes. Juanita is scared. I think Juanita should do it.
I beg you.
Juanita,
no.
please do it. No, Juanita. Since Juanita is scared, I think Juanita should do it. Juanita, please do it.
Fire extinguisher.
Extinguisher.
Okay, Auntie, now please, can we?
No, use the sack, the last one.
Juanita, we don't have much time.
Last one. No, use the sack, the last one, then we use the second.
Juanita, we don't have
No,
much
the
time.
sack, last one. Please hurry up. We say what men can do. So the guy has
Oh
just gather
my
courage
God.
and go.
Go closer, don't throw it.
We say what men can do,
I'm
women
scared,
can do.
like I'm
So the
scared.
guy has done it. You to go. Go closer. Don't throw it, please.
So hurry up.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
Is this
Take it
like
as if it's a real situation. So hurry up.
Oh,
Stop
so
playing.
okay, so like
Hurry
that
up.
remove it.
No, you have to wait.
Hey,
Before you remove it, you check for the
So you wait.
You wait
I
till
check
it-
from this side.
Before you remove it, you check from the opposite direction and see whether it is off. With two hands, I beg, don't use one hand, please. Don't use one hand. Quite well.
I say check.
Remove it.
You didn't check.
That's why I say check.
Okay.
You didn't check.
The reason is when the situation becomes this way.
So you see, I brought two sacks. The reason is when the situation becomes this way, and you try to pick this one. When you try to pick the one that is already on the fire, you will invite oxygen into it. So you quickly take the second sack, or your blankets, and then you come. and cover it. That is why I brought two sacks. So that when you fail the first attempt, don't go and remove it. Other than that, you burn yourself. Like, what's the name, Juanita? You realize that the fire nearly caught up with you. So as soon as you realize that the fire is still not off, or you come and then you close it halfway, you don't try to remove it and place it back. You quickly go for the second one and then use it to cover it. So see how I'm doing it. I'm watching. So I'll watch. Little before I open. You don't just come and then you pick it or you open
But
it.
the fire extinguisher, so
Okay.
I feel like a burning sensation.
You are afraid so much of fire.
Oh. You are afraid so much of fire, eh? Nobody likes fire except you are setting it to you to use.
After this, I'm just trying to slap you.
Gandhi, yeah, do it.
I'm not going.
Gandhi, yeah, do it.
I cook then. Yeah, I cook.
Oh. Okay.
So you watch. We are coming to use this. Oh, it won't do anything. We are coming to use the fire extinguisher because this CO2 doesn't leave traces. So you watch. The safety pin, you don't throw it away. You keep it because you will use it again. So you come closer. Have you seen? It's very effective. And when you are fighting fire, don't walk through the fire. You see, this is the fire. You realize I was walking by the side. Other than that, when you are walking through, the fire can catch up with you. When there is re-ignition. So because the fire may reignite along the line as you are fighting it. And when you walk through it, then it will catch up with you. So you walk by the side as you fight. So there's the carbon
Oh,
dioxide.
Auntie, I want to try because
The gentleman will do it.
Hey. Okay, so yeah. So am I good?
Okay,
You want to
Christy will
try?
We use this
Hey.
one. We use this one last. Because this one,
Auntie, we don't
So
have much
am I
time.
good?
Okay, Christy will try.
You use this one. We use this one last because this one we use it once.
this one, it leaves
No, because of its nature, you can't stand here. The nature of this one, it leaves traces. So please, you hurry up, eh? Hurry up. It's okay. Well done. Clap for him. We are wrapping up, but we're using this one for the last, the dry chemical powder. You see how I say it leaves traces?
Yeah.
Our fuel is even done.
yeah, you are bent too.
Somebody should pick this in away, eh? The gallon. You realize that the fire is even the. Oh, this fuel, how much did they buy? So small.